Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheem Ajme out of Atlanta, Georgia, but we got my brother from another mother, but we got the same father here with us this morning. Good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Another beautiful day to be alive.
That's right. That's right. Good deal. Good deal. It's absolutely a blessing, brother. We got a couple of things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna cover today. One of which I got a video that I'm gonna play a little later on when more people come in, and we're gonna play this video, and we're gonna talk about it and try to see what it is that they're trying to do to us, that they're trying to do to us. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think they got us. I think Badger. I think they got us over a barrel.
What you mean by that?
I think they played they and we're not gonna go too deep in this part because, like I said, we're gonna talk about it later. But I think they played a very cruel trick on us.
hmm
I think
You're
they.
talking about our American government, absolutely.
Now I just say we're not gonna go too deep into it. Now don't go too deep into it.
Oh,
But yeah, yeah, you see you ready to go already. You ready?
dude, I Native American ancestry. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Black history. Come on.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, exactly. So there's a
poor white folk history too.
mhm, exactly.
Irish history.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Just who. Anyway, as you were saying, sir.
Now, okay. Exactly. It's so much. I love this conversation. This conversation that we had today may get us kicked off for a couple of days
hmm
from certain platforms. But see, the beautiful part
That
about
would
it is,
not surprise me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the beautiful part about it, if it, and let me say this to the people that's listening right now. Let me say this to them: if for whatever reason we can't get on certain platforms because of that, go to DKM, go to dkmmediagroup.com, and you can watch the broadcast. They can't stop us on our own platform. We have our own
Unless
platform. They cannot stop us on our
I
own
wouldn't
platform.
say that.
Nah, they ain't gonna stop. They ain't gonna stop me from putting what I want to put on mine.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, yeah. They might pull some old shady stuff on me and make it
If they don't want a
make it
website to exist, it ain't going to exist.
exactly. Here we go. Poof, all of a sudden it's gone.
Yep.
Okay, now talk to the people. I'll be on the telephone line. I'll be on the phone calling people. This is what it is, man. This is what they're doing. This is what they did. But yeah, man, they got a way of doing certain things, Badger, that does not we the people. It has nothing to do with we the people. It
Mm.
has something to do with them and what can they do to keep their bottom line looking like they want it to look. But like I said, we'll get back into that a little later on. Badger,
Yes, sir.
this is it say that it said in scripture. Don't know exactly which one. My Bible scholars, Bible thumpers, and page turners be able to tell me what scripture it is. But it says that your gift will make a way for you. Your gift will make a way for you. And what that means is if
Ooh-wee.
you have a gift and a talent, it'll make a way for you to succeed. So I'm asking you this question. Are we making a way? Are we making a way for our gifts? Gifts. Are we living our lives to our fullest potential, doing everything that we could do? Or do
Mm,
yeah. Or do we procrastinate sometimes, get lazy, and not do the things that we need to do to make sure that our gifts make a way for us? What do you say to that?
well, the gifts make a way for people in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't just mean monetary value.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what most people think about now, Badger. When they say successful, that's what they think about. Well, I got this many figures in the bank. I got a beautiful home. I have a great cars, and not just one, but cars. But anyway, go ahead with your thought, brother.
Well, I know a lot of people that didn't have no money,
Mm-hmm.
and they did some of the most beautiful things
Mm-hmm.
for the whole. And for them, they were happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ended up with having very good paying job,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't doing what I should have been
Mm-hmm.
doing, and I collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm able to spend more time with my kids. I volunteer. I'm helping people all over the place. I have the privilege to be on the Morning Glow, and other things. I'm out here helping disabled veterans because I've come to learn that being a full-time volunteer
Mm-hmm.
is a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
You just don't get paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just, and to me, that's to be able to help a family,
Mm-hmm.
watching a kid smile and parents being able to get a better understanding of their child. Because I work predominantly in the disabled world,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, and they're like, wow, we were never told that. And then they try it and it works. And they're so, they're filled with so much joy because they're that much closer in connection to their kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it, money don't buy that,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and I don't need anything in return. Just the
Mm-hmm.
fact of helping someone is I'm serving. I
That's
don't have to worry about that kid turning out to be like me,
mm-hmm.
you know, someone that went through way too much in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
So, and I know a lot of people that are like that though. So now money is helpful because this world runs off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I could never be a millionaire because I'd only want what my family needs, and the rest of it I'd be helping people. There
Mm-hmm.
are so many people that are in actual need that just get walked over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching people just keep on going.
Exactly. Wow.
And it doesn't matter what they're doing either. They
Mm-hmm.
can be they can have the most light and be the most cheerful person you could meet. And they just they just hit a hard time. And that's why I've come to believe that sometimes when you fall on hard times, it isn't just for you.
Yeah. Life
It's
happens,
to
bro.
give people an opportunity to do something better with their own life.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey,
Hey,
good morning.
I'm doing good.
Good morning.
How you doing? How you doing? You doing all right?
Man, I'm good.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it now.
I'm I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. Now Tucson,
Ooh.
somewhere in the word it says that your gift will make a way for you. Somewhere in the word it says your gift will make a way for you. And like I said this morning, I don't know exactly where it says that, but I know that it does say it. But my question is are we making a way for our gift? Are we doing the things that we need to do to really be happy with this thing called life? Are we living the way that we need to live, the way we're supposed to live? Are we doing the things that we're supposed to do? Are we making a way for our gifts? Or are we just doing things that get us by, that'll pay the bills? What do you say to that, Tucson? Are we making a way for our gifts? Tucson?
Wait a minute. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Mm-hmm.
I was, man. My phone was doing some stuff. Um, actually, I was trying to find it, but
Uh-oh.
it's corrected. I'll find it before it's all over. Um, it's in there. Your gift will make room for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think something like that. It
Uh,
will. It
well,
will.
Well, no, we asking the question: are we making a way for our gifts? It says that
No, well,
oh,
you don't do that till you after 50.
wow,
Some people,
wow,
some people don't realize all along through your life, your gift been opening doors
yes,
that you can't do without it.
mm-hmm,
Some people wonder what their assignment or what is their purpose. They look for purpose most of their life.
mm-hmm,
Even especially if they are God believers, they wonder what did God want me to do. They ask their pastor, they leader, they go out and they search it out. They go to all kind of programs, listening for for the prophet to tell them what they need to be doing.
mm-hmm,
What do you enjoy doing?
yeah,
What do you what is your passion?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That thing right there that you can't stop doing no matter when you wake up in the morning, you have that on your agenda. And even if you don't have the finances to do it, you still want to do it.
yeah, yeah.
That's your thing.
And see the thing about what people don't understand. Certain times, there's certain things that you would. What is the thing that you would do? Let me ask. Let me do it in this way. What is the thing that you would do that even if you don't make a dime, you will still enjoy doing it? I think that's a
Mhm.
part of your passion right there.
I think
If
so.
even,
I think so.
yeah,
I think I agree with you because I spend. Let me just say what with me. I think I spend more money if it was about finances, getting it done than I get out of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
it don't bother me none. I don't even worry about it.
Exactly, exactly.
I really don't worry about it. So it ain't about the money, but you know, it'll. If you allow it, you'll be blessed by it
Hmm. Hmm.
in some way or another. It might not be finance,
Yep.
but I'm telling you, he'll put you in places that you never thought you would get.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something too. So we got quite a few people, and let me tell everybody this here. Please stay with us today because I'm gonna tell you something. We got another topic. This is just our starter topic. We got another topic we're gonna go to later on in the broadcast, and it may get us kicked off for a couple of days. It may get us kicked off for a couple of days on some
Ooh.
platforms. So y'all please stay with me, man. I'm gonna play a clip, and we're gonna discuss that clip and what we really think about that particular clip. And so y'all stay with us, man. If y'all can stay with us, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. This is just our starter topic right here. So people that's listening, please stay with us. This is just our starter topic. We're gonna get to some meat later on. We're gonna get to some real meat later on. I promise you. And so you might want to stay tuned. You may want to stay locked in on here and share this broadcast. Send this broadcast to somebody. Take an opportunity. Send the broadcast. Share the broadcast with somebody that is awake, that is woke, because they're gonna really enjoy this. And the phone lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Yeah, share the broadcast, please share the broadcast. Cassandra, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, somewhere it said that your gift will make a way for you. Your gift will make a way for you. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Zamara, she actually found the clip, the script for me. She said it was Proverbs 18, and I think this said 18 and 16. Say a man's gift
Mm-hmm.
make room for him. Okay.
Room for him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but my question is, are we in our lives? Are we making room for our gifts? Are we doing the things that we're supposed to do? Are we living the life that we are supposed to live? Or are we doing the things that we need to do that'll quote unquote get us by and help us make a good living, a comfortable living? Cassandra, what do you say to that?
Well, a lot of people, that's what they do. They just want to make it by, or some people want to do above, just making it by, which is fine. All of that's fine. But I've come to the conclusion that operating in my gift is what makes me happy, what makes me feel fulfilled. And I agree with I think it was Badger and Toussaint. It made some really good points. Um, when I'm doing for other people, serving is that's my gift. That's serving is my gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to help people that are hurting or that need any kind of help. That is what I'm here for. That is why I was born. That is what God has placed in me, and that is where I find success.
Mm-hmm.
Success for me is not money in the bank. That's great for those who feel like that's what it is and that's what it means. Hoorah for you.
Mm-hmm.
That is not what it is for me. God spoke to me. I was concerned about that years ago, probably about 15, 20 years ago. And I said, God, what is success? He said, success is when you obey me, you have
Mm-hmm.
found your success. When you are doing what I say to do and you're living in your purpose, you have become successful.
Mm-hmm.
So for some people, the money part is what they feel is success. I've had money in my life. It did not make me happy. It did
Mm-hmm.
not make me feel complete. In fact, it brought more problems than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and don't get me wrong, we need money because I want money like Badger so that I can help other people that are in need. That's my reason for money now.
Mm-hmm.
God, if you give it to me, if you give me wealth, if you give me wealth, he knows me. I'm going to use probably. My daughter said, well, I won't use the term she did. I'll give people something off my body. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah.
said I'd do that, and
Mm-hmm.
she's probably right because I'm a giver, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of my serving. So I love this topic because I think that people, whatever you are passionate about, like you said,
Yes.
I would serve people without getting, and I do,
Mm-hmm.
without getting one penny. I
Yeah.
would do this every day, like I do, without one penny coming to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done it. So I'm not just saying it, I have done it.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me clarify this because I don't want anybody to think that we're saying that we don't want money and we don't desire to have money. That's not what we're saying.
No,
No, no, no.
no,
I don't want
no,
nobody because
absolutely.
yeah, because I don't want nobody to walk away saying, "Well, them jokers talking about them jokers. They're talking about they don't want no money." No, 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 no. That's not what we're
No,
saying.
Raheem, remember I said,
Hmm.
no, remember I said, I'm not saying that I don't want
Yes,
money.
yes,
I mean, wealth, money, we need money. We
yes.
need money to do the things that we desire to do. We need money,
Hmm.
but it's not the only thing that we
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
understand what I'm saying? We need to have compassion. We need to have a heart for people and wanting to see not just me, my four, and no more do
Hmm.
well,
Hmm.
but we want to see people do well, our communities do well, our
Yeah.
state do well.
Yes.
Our man, it's beyond just you. It should be more about more than just you and your
Hmm.
four.
Hmm.
No
Exactly.
more. I don't.
Exactly.
I've never liked that.
It's good deal, good deal. And I just wanted to put that out there. And Cassandra, just for the record, I wasn't saying that you were saying. I didn't want other people that was listening to think that we were saying that. You never said that at
Yes.
all. You never said
Yes.
that at all. Let
Yeah.
me let
Okay.
me go to Zamar. Zamar, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Hello, how are you guys? Hi,
Doing
everyone.
good, doing good.
Here. I don't know what's going on. Like, my computer was having some stupid update today, and then I'm still having issues with it. It's looking weird today.
Okay, well, we can see you and we can hear you, so we good to go. We'll work from there. We'll work from right there. But what did you say? Is and you put the scripture up there, where it says that your gift will make a way for you. But are we making a way for our gifts? Are we doing the things that we need to do? My grandmother used to always tell me, you do the possible, you do everything that's possible, and let God do the impossible.
Yeah, yeah,
Are,
and that's true.
are we doing the things that we need to do to make a way for our gifts? Are we doing what we need to do? Or do people just get happy? People just get happy. Man, what I'm doing, I don't love, it's not fulfilling to me, but it pays the bills. It pays the bills.
And
The
I think
food.
that's where a lot of people are is they're just making a way.
Hmm.
They're not making a way for their gifts,
Yes.
and they're not walking in their callings. They're not taking all of the signs in and following them
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
going to lead them to that. They're not using uh, they're not walking in fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think for Ryan and I, look, everybody's had their struggles. We have definitely had our struggles, but never once through any of our, okay, I can't say never once because it's one point where we're pretty dang selfish just because we didn't have nothing to give,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what's ours is ours.
Yeah.
And we're doing for us and only us. But we always gave someone something, even if it was our time.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that. Even if we didn't have anything else to give, it was always our time. You need a listening ear. You need someone to help you through a problem. We always gave our time. And I think as a couple, and even not as a couple, even as our individual selves, that is something that we've always walked in,
Mm-hmm.
is being that listening ear, being that shoulder to lean on or shoulder to cry on, whatever it was somebody needed. We've
Yes.
always made time
Yes.
in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're in the position that we're in, I mean, like my husband said, right, we'll put everything and anything out on the curb of our house for free. We don't care.
Yeah.
If you need it, take it, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would rather see it go to somebody who needs it
Mm-hmm.
than for it to go into the garbage and be wasted.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily us making a way for our gifts, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in a sense for us it is, because that's how we give. That's how we
Mm-hmm.
show our affections. I'd rather do that and give it to my community, my neighborhood, even though we've had some bad incidences happen here. But
Mm.
I would still rather give it to people here in my neighborhood that I know are going to use it than take it
Yes.
down to Goodwill or
Mm-hmm.
Salvation Army where they're going to upcharge people who need those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
feel good about doing that. It
Exactly.
makes me feel good. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that is it for me. And I do feel like it has made a way for us. Like we have
Mhm.
slowly and surely become, more quote unquote successful in our lives through that because we're doing those things. And in certain ways, yes, God has definitely blessed us and even given that back to us tenfold.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm happy with it.
And I'm gonna tell you something, and I challenge it about it. You and people that's listening and everybody on here have heard this a million times. I know, but I'm gonna say it a million. This gonna be a million and one times. You cannot, you cannot beat God giving. You can't beat Him giving. You try to give, you try to give everything you got before you know He don't bless you with more, 2 or 3 times what you gave away. Somebody said, I think it was Warren Buffett or something said, he tried to, the more he tried, the more he gave, and he tried to give it all away. The more he gave, the more he got back, and it always came back. It always, in some kind of way, it always came. It always,
Raheem,
yes.
what's funny about you saying that
Mm-hmm.
is every single time that I've gone through my kids' clothes, and
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not throwing away, but just like getting rid of their clothes, giving it to somebody else. I'm talking about trash bags full
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody else is always like, "Oh, you need clothes for your kids?"
Mm.
And whatever I gave away, I get 4 times that.
Exactly.
And I'm just
Exactly.
like, "But I just got rid of a bunch of stuff."
I thought I was
But
cleaning out their closet. Now I got to do something else, make more room in the closet because
exactly.
yeah,
So,
that's
yeah, what you're saying is sometimes it doesn't matter what you give away because God sees that and He's
mhm.
gonna give it right back to you. And you're just like, "Oh, come on, I just cleaned everything out."
And see the thing about it, and see once we understand that and we get that and we agree on that, we will be blessed. But sometimes we as human beings, I got to say this part too. Sometimes we're just so selfish. We don't want to give. 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 We're just so doggone selfish, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, Joe family.
Hold on. Let me hold on, man. I'm slipping. Captain Leonard. Good morning, Captain Leonard. Let me say it like it is.
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, Joe family.
Man, we talking about your gift will make a way for you, but are we making a way for our gifts? Because a lot of times our people live their lives, Leonard, and they people may look at them as being successful because they have certain things, they have certain material things, but they don't have that fulfillment. and what they're doing pays the bills, put food on the table, and different things of that nature, but they're not happy in what they're doing. They're not content. They're not pleased with what they are. Why do you think that is, Leonard? Talk to me.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I simply don't know. I won't even claim to know.
Mm-hmm.
For the very simple fact, I find myself in that situation.
Wow.
If I knew better, I wouldn't be in that situation.
Wow. Come on, Leonard. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
So dealing with that each and every day, God, I tell people sometimes, you can tell me I did or said something to you, and I will have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I have an issue because it seems as if I've lived different types of lives.
Mm-hmm.
So each and every day is new to me, and I have no idea what that day holds for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't bet my money on happiness. I don't bet it on happiness at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that happiness comes and goes. Seeking the perpetual state for that happiness would be closer to what people would say would be nirvana.
Mm.
I very much am into Buddhism, and it teaches more peace and meditation and listening for God. And one, I have just been listening, and I do the best that I can along the way. But this can't be it.
Mm-hmm.
This just simply can't be it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy nature and all these types of things, but it's not it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I can't be, how would you say, unsatisfied, because God has provides for me.
Mm-hmm.
Above and beyond my intelligence, God provides for me. I don't even know why.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I pray, and God blesses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can do whatever I want to do. But I'm really
Leonard,
on the path
are you
trying to stay in God's will.
No, and that's a beautiful thing. But let me ask you this question, because you said something in the beginning that kind of took me a place. Do you think you're living within your gifts or what you was created to do? If I'll leave it right there. Do you think you're living within your gifts?
No.
Wow.
No. I can't claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else probably can for me, but I can't.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because, say, for instance, there was a lot of things people thought I was going to do and be and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I have degrees and things of that nature and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just something I did along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just walking.
Wow.
And I'm waiting on God. Now, all the other stuff I do of my own will. I've served ever since I can remember. I was raised to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Been a missionary like that for all my life. But we'll just keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
And if God keeps waking us up, we'll keep trying to be in his will and stay on that path.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. I heard this quote one time before, and it's real. To me, it's real deep. Somebody else might say, "Well, there ain't nothing to that." But I saw this quote. It says, not all that wonder is lost. Not all that wonder. And you
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's basically the whole thing. I am just a traveler.
Yeah. Wow. Well, don't turn into Harry Hippie though. Don't turn into Harry Hippie.
Yeah, look, trust me, I live on that edge.
Look here, whatever you do not turn into Harry Hippie, because I can't help you, Harry. Exactly.
I know how it goes.
Don't do it. Frank, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Wow. Good morning.
Good
How's
morning.
everybody?
See, and we're going so well when the brother come on and the first thing he says, wow. What's on your heart, brother?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
You
Frank,
asked the question.
Hold on, Frank. Let me do this because hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off. TikTok is asking for the number 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. That's the call-in number. Phone lines open right now. It's just chimed. Somebody else just called in. But go ahead, Frank.
You asked if we question ourselves, are we walking out our purpose, basically?
Yeah. Are we making?
I can absolutely. Go ahead.
Are we making a way for our gifts? Because it says our gift will make a way
Are
for
we
us.
making a way for our gifts?
Yes.
Okay. I can absolutely tell you no.
Wow.
I can absolutely tell you that I rejected something that I believe God called me to. Early on in life, the Spirit spoke to me about healing. And it was when I had a lot of zeal and was a new believer. And I was like, that was exciting, because it could seem to be glamorous. And then I began to research the great healers. And I saw how much they lost in their lives, what happened to the people around them, and all of the suffering they went through. And I said, God, I don't want this. I don't want this for my family. I don't want this for my life. And I rejected it. And he brought it back to me on more than one occasion. And I just rejected it. I said, no, I don't want this. It was strange. This morning, I woke up around 12:45, 1 o'clock. And that happens periodically. Well, I'll just come up out of my sleep, but I'll go right back to sleep. But last night, the Holy Ghost put yesterday's show on my heart. And I remember hearing Cassandra's voice saying, I only sleep, 3, maybe 3.5 hours a day on a good day. I said, man, now see, sometimes we can be religious and not spiritual. I said, let me pray for Cassandra. That she gets a restful sleep, that she gets at least 6-7 hours of sleep. And I began to pray. And the Holy Ghost said, why are you in such a hurry? Why are you rushing through this prayer? Is it not important? What are you doing? You're trying to get back to sleep, aren't you? He was so right. I was going to pray that prayer and go back to bed and get the rest. My heart was wrong.
Wow.
Do you know that I spent from 1 o'clock last night until right now on my face in prayer? Not only about Cassandra, but about so many other things that God has been putting on my heart. That he said, hey, dude, what you gonna do? And that's no bad boy to me. That's actually admitting my failure. Because some things you just don't rush through. And if God is calling you to pray, pray.
Yeah.
But what I started out to do was a mess. And there's no fruit that's going to come of that. So he said, okay, since you hurry back to sleep, guess what? You're up for the night.
Wow.
So it's funny because sometimes are we not even making way for it? Like me, there's some things that we can reject. And we definitely shouldn't do that.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. I was ready to go to Curtis, but we just lost Curtis, so hopefully we'll get him back. We'll get him back in here. Excuse me, in a second or two. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Am I the only one? I don't think so. I think Frank just said it. Have you ever feared if you ever just And I guess I'm gonna ask Frank. Have you ever just feared if you ever just did the right thing, knowing the type of God we serve and how much He would bless out of obedience? Did you ever get to the point that it scared you?
Wow. Wow. Frank?
I don't know if it was me being afraid of a blessing. I think that I was more fearful of the sacrifice. And man, with everything that he's done for me, I would be afraid of a sacrifice. But if I'm going to be totally honest, yeah, I think it was more that I was afraid of what I may lose.
Mm.
Mm. And I asked that question because I think most of the time we don't want to give up our own agenda. We got plans for our life, but he got better plans for our life. But we have to stop doing what we want to do and do what we have to do,
Mm.
what's
Mm.
necessary. And for me, that scared the heck out of me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if we just surrender, give in, just like a simple thing like, man, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. It takes giving up something. I think that it reminds me of Saul, the Paul Saul,
Mm-hmm.
that thought he was doing the right thing. I'm going to get these people talking about this Jesus, and I'm going to drag them down, I'm going to handcuff them, I'm going to bring them all in. And I got a letter from the priest to back me up. I'm doing the right thing. But when he got knocked down off of his horse, sometimes we got to get knocked down off our high horse to have a change of mind in not doing what we think is the right thing, is doing the God thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when he got knocked down, the first thing he says, that always puzzled me, a kicker of the prick says, Lord, what would you have me to do?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
But when you think about doing your own thing, I think doing your own thing, especially when we was young, boy, we thought we had it going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing me, and I'm doing me good. And then here he comes and stop you right in your track and say, no, I want you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to do something for somebody else? Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having the time of my life, and you telling me that you want me to stop it. Just stop it.
Want me to stop my partying and go over there and do what? What?
Yeah.
Man.
And then something that seems like it don't even make no sense. I gotta give up. What? You gotta be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
But he says in a still small voice, but if you just go ahead and do what I tell you to do, I'll open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that you won't have no room to see. And it scares I don't know about nobody else, but that scares the heck out of me. But now I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not talking about being rich. I'm rich, but I'm not rich.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to knock down nobody's door. They just open up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And ain't nobody can close them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even worry about it. I read a scripture this morning, and this is the main thing that I shut up. It says, what do we say to these things? If God be for you, who can be against you? Boy, what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, have mercy.
Wow. Wow. 508-924-3521. 208-924-3521. The phone lines open. Give us a call. Talking about your gift will make a way for you, but are we making a way for our gifts? Or are we just being comfortable with where we are? Are we really making a way for our gifts? We're gonna go in this order here because I feel that there's something on Cassandra's heart. So I'm gonna go back to Cassandra, then I'm gonna go to Toya with a T and Stanley, and then we're gonna circle back around to everybody. Badger, everybody's coming in next. Cassandra, what's on your heart right now? Cassandra, you there? Cassandra and that mute button. Cassandra and that mute button. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, sis. Doing good. It says that your gift will make a way for you, but are we making a way for our gifts, or are we just happy and content with where we are? Are we happy, doing some things that are not pleasing to us, but it pays the bills?
So I think that it's like, we're deceived, right?
Wow.
We're caught in this dimension where we think that this design we're operating in is the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main goal of the devil, to beat you out of what you clearly have and make it seem like only a certain group of people can operate in that power when that's not the case. So again, that's where the deception comes in at. I think that is also where the purposeful actions of the devil take place, right? Like there's so many people, especially even us on this stage right now, and we knew we were greater and we knew we were great young, but we had so many tribulations coming our way because that was the devil getting us off of our God, because had we just really clearly understood who we were, we would have made different choices, decisions, and actions. And I think that most people can attest to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So very few people operate out their gift. And I think this is when you see these Michael Jacksons and Michael Jordans and Mike Tysons, right? Those are the people that operate out of their gifts, whatever their gift is, basketball, sports, athletic, whatever. Those are the ones you see on a regular basis, that instead of utilizing your energy to be that, you utilize your energy to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because even though it's the upper 1, 2, or 3% that operate and make money from them, the product, them, the gift, the other 98% works for the product. And why is that? We get up, what we say? We get up one leg at a time. I get up and put one leg down at a time, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
As an educator saying that we're all human, but what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between me and Brandy? What's the difference between you and Tyler Perry?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Simply the choices and decisions that you decide to make, and vice versa for anyone else who's not operating their so-called gift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. But Toya, let me come right back to you. Then we're gonna go to Stanley. Do you think it's because of the fact that individuals are content with where they are, with the money that they're making and the lifestyle that they live, that they don't want to go out there and fulfill their quote unquote life purpose?
I don't think it's about a contentness, because if you don't know no better, how you gonna do some better?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of like the dog that you tie up, and then you keep him tied up for 7 years, and then if you take that leash off the 8th year, I mean, he's conditioned to be in that spot, and it's just like, for some reason, he may not wander, he may be right there, go to the edge and turn back. So I don't think that oftentimes it's about content.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's about not knowing more, not understanding your potential. Because again, if you did, do you know anyone who said they purposely want to do bad? And the ones that we do, you can't even put the number in the 1%. Jeffrey Dahmer probably wanted to be bad. Charles Manson probably wanted to be bad. Probably shown their entire life.
Mm-hmm.
That still doesn't equate to a couple of percentages. So there's something in their spirit that may want you to be bad, But again, for the most part, it's not about being content. When we know better, we do better.
Mhm.
Period. So it's about, I think, more conditioning versus content.
Good deal. Good deal. Stanley, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing good this morning. How you doing, bro?
Hey, doing good. We're talking about your gifts will make a way for you, but are we making a way for our gifts, or are we just living life as it comes to us? The bills are paid. Now, food on the table. You know, I got a little couple of toys every now and then, stuff like that. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, that what I love is to do this in comparison to this, but this is paying the bills. Are we making a way for our gifts?
Well, I think a lot of times too with certain people, man, it's probably fear of failure. You
Mm,
know, you get comfortable. You get comfortable and say, "Well, I'm making my mortgage. I'm making my car note. Like I said, I got a few dollars in the bank. If I step out and do this, I may not succeed. Then I'm putting myself in a hole." So I think that's what a lot of folks, they just, it's a fear of failure.
mm-hmm.
They don't want to get set back to where they were 5, 10, 15 years ago because they're operating at a level now where they feel like they're successful,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to take that.
Wow.
And you really can't be very successful unless you take chances.
Mm-hmm.
You have to step out on faith, and a lot of folks claim they have faith, and they say they have faith, and you make you want to believe they have faith, but they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Wow.
if they did, they would step on faith and just take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see yourself, I'm taking a chance this weekend with this comedy show.
Yes, sir.
But it's something that I want. It's something I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's something I can be successful at. So, if I'm not successful this weekend, I'm not gonna give up. I'm
That's
just
right.
gonna keep pushing and we just
Exactly.
keep trying.
That's right.
I'm not satisfied. I'm satisfied in certain areas of my life, but I know I can go higher, and I believe I have the faith that I can, be successful because it's not for. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, it's not for me. I have more time behind me than I have in front of me. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing now, I'm trying to set my grandchildren up.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm gone, I don't have to worry about them. I want them to be, successful. So I'm stepping out on faith, for the future generations.
Exactly. That's good.
So that's really a lot of people it's a fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really believe and you have faith that God's got your best interest at heart, then you have to operate in your gift and sometimes step outside of that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. And that's a very uncomfortable place for a lot of people to be, outside of that comfort zone. Because like you said, they're doing what they're doing things that they know is bringing money in. They're making money and could work a job 20, 30 years. But still there's something in the back of their mind that, man, I really want to, or I really wanted to, but I just couldn't take that chance because it may not work. And I don't want nobody to see me fail. I don't want nobody to see me fail. I think that's a huge part of it as well. I don't want anybody to see me fail. But are you failing and not doing what you're supposed to do? That's a very good question. Badger, talk to me. Is Demar coming to you next?
I'm gonna add a twist to it. Discernment. There's a lot of times people get what they want thinking it was from God when it wasn't.
Mm.
And when you look around, you see the effect that it has on those that are around you and won't even accept how it's affecting them.
Mm.
I think that's a huge other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can look at some of the people that, that have some of the richest people in the world. You think God's blessing them? Because a lot of people do.
Mm.
But yet, there's some of the most corrupt human beings on the planet.
See, that's sticky. That's real sticky.
I told you I was going to throw a
That's
twist
real
on
sticky.
it.
That's real sticky.
You-
Because are
so-
we to believe that God is not blessing them?
And that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the discernment comes in,
Mm-hmm.
because how many of them would give back without expecting something in return?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know, and
Mm.
the reason I'm phrasing it the way I'm phrasing it is when we see what's going on in this world right now, there are some very corrupt human beings that are running our country. And there are so many people in need, so many issues where we're still dealing with things like racism, classism, and it's allowed to continue. Yet these people have the ability, they have the money, they have the power by using their gift of a silver tongue to put a stop to a lot of it, and they're not. Matter of fact, they want it to keep going, to keep us fighting and separated.
Mm.
So
Okay.
to me, that's not, in my view, that's not them being blessed by God. That's being blessed by something far worse.
But see, my thing is we have to be real careful that we don't get on here and think that we can speak for God, because we can't say who God is blessing and who God is not blessing. Maybe God is blessing them with a purpose. Maybe God is you say what you just say. Hold on. Maybe God is blessing them with a purpose, with a long time purpose that we don't see.
See, that's that statement you got to be careful with too,
We both
because
got to be careful. I think we both got to be careful, huh?
and that's the thing, because we don't know everything that God says and does,
And you can stop right
except
there.
for
And you can stop, and you can absolutely stop right there. I'm gonna let you finish your thought, but from where I'm sitting, you can absolutely stop right there because we don't know. But go ahead, finish your thought.
so, talking about the gifts, that that covers the whole spectrum of human beings,
Mm-hmm.
of, even into the realm of the gay.
Mm.
We don't know God, so how far can, if I can't say that about the corrupt rich, why can someone say that about a gay person?
Mm.
Like, that to me is a contradiction.
Okay. Now we throwing a whole lot of different
And
trinkets in there right
just,
now. You throwing a whole lot of different trinkets. We started here. Now you throwing, went over to the gay
I'll
side.
quit twisting it. I'll
Okay,
behave for now.
yeah, you throwing a lot of, you throwing a lot of things to make a point, but we haven't gotten to where you were trying to get to with the first thing. So I think it's very unfair to throw something else in the equation. But anyway, that's just me. Zamari, what's on your heart? Curtis, coming to you next.
Well, let's go with what Badger was saying as far as, do we think that God is blessing the rich people? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
Mhm.
do. And I'll tell you why. Because let's kick it old school here. Let's go all the way
Oh
back
Lord, she's going old
to
school.
Egypt. Let's go back to Egypt.
Uh-huh.
Let my people go, is what
Mm-hmm.
Moses said. Now, when they left Egypt and they went out into the middle of nowhere and they built that golden cow, how did they build that golden cow? Where did
Mm.
that gold come from?
Mm. Mm.
Because they didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, sometimes I think God will allow corrupt people to be blessed because that money at some point or another is going to end up back in the hands of the people that needs it, that it's meant to be for.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
That's good.
That's how I feel. And you
Good.
see that not even just biblically, but you see that happen over and over again, where you do have people who are well off or they are wealthy, and either they have a change of heart, not necessarily the Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh's hand was kind of forced in that, but there are people biblically or otherwise where they have these things that happen and their wealth is used and distributed in ways that they never intended for it to necessarily be used or distributed.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that is due to a change of heart or like in the Pharaoh's case where his hand was forced, it goes back into the hands of those individuals who are more in need to serve God's purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
So,
good.
yes, I do believe it is there. Think of it as God's reserve.
Mm-hmm.
That's God's reserve to eventually be distributed out to others in his timing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I do believe that God allows that, but he allows it for a greater purpose,
Yeah.
whatever that purpose is and whenever that will be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
that's all I have.
and that's why I said, we don't know what the purpose is, what the long-term purpose is. We don't know. And so I agree with a big part of what you said there. Maybe God is blessing them for a reason down the road that we can't see. Keep living though. If we keep living, if we live long enough, we might be able to see it. Curtis, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, Raheem. What's going on?
Hey man, we got a great conversation going on this morning, man. We're asking the question, say your gifts will make a way for you, but are we making a way for our gifts? Or are we just doing what we need to do to pay the bills, to make it Kurt, can I personalize this thing a little bit?
Yeah, it's up to you.
No, I'm talking
It's
about
your show.
no. I'm talking about, I'm speaking about you. That's why I say, can I personalize it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want, I didn't want to just put it out there. I didn't want to just take no liberties, brother. But my thing is, Kurt, you work every day. You have a real good job. Work every day and you help a whole lot of people. But Kurt, if you could stop doing what you're doing right now and just go into acting full time, movies and stage plays and different things of that nature, creating, would you do that?
Absolutely.
Because
I wouldn't stop helping. So.
No, you wouldn't stop helping people, but as far as working, you'll still help people. But as far as working on the job where you have to go in and physically be there to do it, in comparison to acting on the stage, on the screen, or whatever it is, creating, like I said, creating or whatever it is, you would do that full time, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel that's your gift.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you not doing that?
Because because Spielberg is not my daddy, nor my uncle.
But you see what I did with that, right? You see what I was doing with that, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Most of us, well, in my particular case, most of us, here's one thing that a lot of people really don't know, and a lot of people that do what I do, that's famous, you really don't like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, doing what we do, God has never made it easy for us. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
A part of that is probably because we have a unique gift to be able to exist in different places, different spaces, different times, and different elements, and create all of which I just explained.
Mm-hmm.
So because, this is just my opinion, because God has granted you that gift, the payload is going to be a lot greater.
Mm-hmm.
The sacrifice is going to be a lot greater. The sacrificial toll on your body is going to be a lot greater. Your mental stamina is going to be tested at greater on a greater scale. For those of us that do what I do professionally and with love for the craft. And you have those that they do what I do for the fame.
Mm-hmm.
And most of those that do what I do for the fame, in all reality, are actually horrible
at
it.
Mm-hmm.
but I live in my gift every day, because at some point my gift allows for me, and I thank God all the time for this, but my gift allows for me to have a certain level of empathy and sympathy
Mm-hmm.
that no other person's profession allows room for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I thank God every day for that. To put me in a situation where what I love to do, you have to have some form of empathy and or sympathy and or willingness to try and understand a given situation, circumstance, and people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna end right there.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go. We're going in this order right here. We're gonna go. Let me see. Leonard, Frank, Toy You with a T, Toussaint, and then Cassandra. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
It's pretty, like I said.
Hey, Leonard, some going on with your line, brother. Some going on with your line a little bit.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call you back in 15 minutes from my computer.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay.
All right.
Frank, talk to me.
You know, I was listening to the young man that was saying, how do we know that God is blessing them? And I think we misunderstood his heart. And I really believe that sometimes we confuse stuff and things with blessings.
Mm-hmm.
We look at what somebody has and believe that they're blessed.
Yes.
That could actually be a challenge to them. One of my buddies, he purchased something, and I questioned the purchase when he got it. I was like, oh, this brother was struggling as it was, and he bought this, and he claimed it to be God, and he was right. It became his God. Because everything he had to do, he had to work overtime. He had to pick up extra shifts. That thing became his God. He worshiped and served it just to maintain it. That was not God. So sometimes we can look at the things that people accomplish. You can get things on your own. It can have nothing to do with you being blessed or being in the presence of God.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a conversation with my family about 2 weeks ago. You know, Raheem, we moved last year.
Yes.
And we bought this house, and it's like 1,400 feet larger than the house that we left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting around. My 12-year-old son is calling me from his room. I'm like, what's up, son? Oh, Dad, what's going on? Why are you calling me? Oh, yeah, you don't feel like making them steps. Come on downstairs, come see me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I pulled them together, and I said, hey, listen, including my wife. I said, if I could sell this house today, I'd sell it. Because y'all come home, everybody goes to their room.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see them no more for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we were closer before. That ends today. Because I could care less about this edifice. I got married to have a wife. I had children to have children. To interact with them.
Yeah.
To be a father. So I set up times. You cannot go to your room before this time of day. And since then, we're doing so much more. you know, we're sitting around the table, we're laughing and joking again. And I will lighten that up some once they get the spirit back of family. You know, because some things, if you're not careful, can be a curse. So we can, and this is just my opinion. This is, don't anybody take this as a theology or just the way it is. But sometimes you can acquire things that God never called you to have. It's just, and I'm going to say this, I have a race car that's been sitting at my job in a garage for 4 years. It's been sitting there because when I'm operating that car, it pulls me away from what I really love, my family. I'm at car shows, I'm at the track, I'm somewhere working on it. That's taking time away. Now you have to have balance. And until I discover that balance, that car will sit there in that garage. Because I'm not going to lose. When we think about the golden calf, guess what they begin to do? They begin to worship it.
Yep.
It became their God.
Wow. We're going to switch topic in a few minutes because I told him we had another topic I wanted to talk about, but 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Now, Cassandra said I'm going to ignore her. I done called on Cassandra 2 times and she ain't said a word. Cassandra? I done called on Cassandra 2 or 3 times. Cassandra ain't said a word. And
I did not hear you call me 1 time.
Hey, did anybody hold on. Well, let's go to the witness. Let's go to the witness board. Did anybody hear me call?
No. No, it's fine. I said I didn't hear it.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to cook, so I probably missed it in my cooking.
Toussaint, she's trying to cook, Toussaint. You know how you feel about
whatever. I knew you were.
Now anybody can boil eggs.
You know.
She's trying to cook, Toussaint. You might need to talk to her, man. You might need to have a conversation with her.
I am a great cook. Thank you very much. I'm a great cook.
Woo! So says the woman that burned the water. But because as we're talking about the gifts making a way for us, and are we making a way for our gifts? And a lot of times, you know, we get so content with where we are that we don't walk in our purpose. Why do you think that is?
You know, that's a great question, because I have people every day in their 40s, 50s, 60s that tell me that they still do not know their purpose. Hello, somebody.
Wow.
Hello, somebody. That have been Christians for years, and they still have not discovered their purpose. And this is what I believe, that when everybody, I think, well, several people said it, whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that when you get up in the morning, you're thinking about that thing and you do it for free. I do what I do for free. That is a part of your gifting most of the time. I'm not talking about if you are sicko. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about things that would help, edify, those types of things. That's where your gifting is coming in. So I think a lot of times people are actually operating in their gift and they don't even realize it.
Wow.
They don't realize that for years they have been operating in their gift. That thing that I got friends that like that bake. I mean, I'm talking will bake you under a table.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't realize that is your gift. God has given you the ability to make cakes that are delicious. You understand? People are happy when they eat your cake. So it doesn't have to be anything grandiose and, you know, over the top. It can be simple things that people do, like cleaning. You may love to clean. You may be somebody that, you know, you just love to clean. That can be a part of your gifting. We're not talking about supernatural. We're not talking about that. Let's keep things simple sometimes.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's keep things simple. And there are a lot of people that their gifts have made room for them because whatever success they've had in a particular area, that's your gifting area. Let's just keep it simple.
Excuse me.
You know, so I'm really glad that we're talking about this because, like I said, I have people in their 40s, 50s, 60s calling me every day. And I'm going to end with this. I have a lady that acts for me in different productions, and you know her very well, Miss Fanny Bowers.
Yes.
Miss Fanny is 80 years old. I met her when she was maybe 70, and I gave her an acting job, and she performed. And later on that evening, people were able to speak, and she said that I had helped make her dream come true.
Wow.
And I was like, what could, you know, and so what could I have done? And she said, since she was 8 years old, she wanted to be an actress. She wanted to act. And the fact that I allowed her that space to, come on, y'all, it doesn't have to be, and don't give up on your dreams just because of your age. That's another thing. Your gift is there. Make use of it. So, you know, that's what I just want to encourage people. Use your gift. It doesn't matter how old you are. Young people, pursue your gifts while you're young, even if somebody else doesn't understand it.
Exactly. That's good. And look here, I'm glad you heard me that time. But let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T, talk to me, sis. What's on your heart? Toya? Okay. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
I know you're the question asker.
You about to ask a question.
Is it possible to know your gift, but your problem is covetousness? Because you see what you're doing, but it ain't making you no money, and you're mad.
Yeah.
It's costing you more than you getting. You're giving more than you receiving. And you got a problem with that. And then because you're not getting nothing out of it, you're mad.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just asking. I'm just gonna back out, and I just wanted to ask that question. Maybe somebody can help me, because sometimes the things that I really love doing it, but I come out of my pocket to get it done.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it, there's a good thing about it is because God pays.
Yeah.
People don't pay. People try to pimp you.
Yeah. Wow. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. We're gonna go to Stanley, then we're gonna switch the topic unless somebody else have anything they want to say on this particular topic. But Stanley, what's on your heart? Stanley, you there?
Yeah, I'm scared now. I'm feeding the fish right now, bro.
Oh, okay, good deal. Anybody else have anything they want to say on this topic before we change topics? We about to get in some trouble, y'all.
I want to, but I'm not.
Okay, Leonard, you've been quiet. I didn't hear you last. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, Toussaint just made a real valid point. I don't think you should gloss over that.
Go ahead, brother. Talk about it.
Toussaint just mentioned the brother, pastor, soon to be bishop, just mentioned that in so many words, a lot of times the gifts that you have will not earn you what you put out.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to say he's absolutely right. That's the reason why it's a gift.
Wow.
Right? If you are existing in your gift, and this is just my opinion, I could be right, I could be wrong, I could be in the middle. But if you are existing in your gift, 9 times out of 10, you are going to put out more than what you get back.
Mm.
What is
Wow.
gifted to you, what is truly gifted to you, you must understand that when it is gifted to you, it is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go into, I have a few stories I could tell that let me know that how priceless it can be,
Mm-hmm.
specifically pertaining to my gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, uh, I
Come
I
on.
was blessed with the opportunity to play Malcolm X before,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in the meeting, the show that you guys normally know me as playing King. But the first time I ever actually did that show as a grown man, I played Malcolm X. And one night at the end of the show, one of the one of the rehabilitation centers close to the church, brought a bunch of the patients. And after the show, I will never forget it, man. I get chills talking about it. This man walks down the aisle because we was like you, Raheem, with your acting troupe.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't you go back in that dressing room, get undressed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want y'all to come out and meet these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was our concept. So this man walks down the aisle, man. He crying. I mean, bro, you'd have thought that he lost somebody, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he grabbed TJ and he grabbed me. He grabbed us both around the neck and pulled us in close. And he said, I just want to thank y'all. I feel so honored and privileged
Mm-hmm.
to just be here. He got tears falling out his eyes. And we looking like, okay, maybe he's having one of them Alzheimer moments,
Mm-hmm.
right? Raheem, the brother, reach in his back pocket, pull out his wallet. You know how you have that picture in the middle of your wallet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guess what it's a picture of, Raheem?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
It's go ahead, say it, Raheem.
Was it Malcolm?
It wasn't only Malcolm, it was him, his ex-wife, his daughter, who was a baby, standing in Ebenezer Baptist Church with Dr. King on one side and Malcolm on the other.
Wow.
He said, you all have allowed for me to see my near and dear friends again.
Wow.
He went to Ebenezer and he marched when him and his wife got divorced. He marched with Malcolm X. He was a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
But when we had that moment, brother, we didn't charge anything to get in that show. We didn't make no money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when we had that moment, it was priceless, right?
Yes, sir.
That was
Yes, sir.
priceless, y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. That's good. That's good. And that's what it is, man. A lot of times, man, it's not gonna bring you a lot of money right now. But how the thing go? It says something about the race doesn't come to the how the thing goes, Cassandra? Tucson talk.
The race is never given to the swift, only to those who can endure.
Absolutely.
The race is not meant for the swift, but to those who can endure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
I enjoy definitely what Cassandra said. And you sometimes you don't recognize certain things until people give them back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And like say for instance, I believe that I am so blessed for being on this show for the very simple fact I didn't know that there were people out here that did not know right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know how foreign that is to me? How do you not know right from wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Or when I find myself the most emotional, and you would probably be laugh. I love
America's Got Talent, shows like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll cry more than anything
You big baby.
watching America's Got Talent.
You big baby. Sitting
Because
there
I get
crying.
to see people who have had the experience of having a dream come true.
Yes, yes. Me too, brother. I'll pick at you, but me too.
That is absolutely amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's so amazing to me. I've never had a dream worth coming true.
Wow. Say it with me. Say that again.
I've never had a dream worth coming true.
Wow.
I've never dreamed about being something that it's I don't know, the positive about it. I don't have the best dream.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dream about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see someone get a break, I'm ecstatic for them.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing beats that but the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. Come
to
on.
me.
That's good.
So I'm just so happy seeing people accomplish things. That's what makes me the happiest.
Mm-hmm.
What I enjoy the most.
Yes.
Is watching people get their dream.
Mm-hmm.
And wonder, wow, that's amazing to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the dream? I mean, I don't know if I don't know, how foreign this may be to someone or what have you. But to me, that's completely amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's lots of things I could have done. I used to laugh. Well, a lot of times people used to just Reverend Jones. That would be my dad.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But it's those things that I like more than anything is to watch people accomplish.
Yeah.
And I think my sons, I think one of my biggest issues is they've never seen me work.
Mm-hmm.
They've never seen me work like that 9 to 5 grind.
Yeah.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is that why they act like bums? I don't know. But
wow.
But maybe I haven't presented the best example for them.
Mm-hmm.
In that way. Simply because, man, I'm so into when I first met Kurt. And I was so into what Kurt do because I know Kurt is doing these other great things, but he still has that whole dream there that comes true for him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He gets to act. He gets to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember big shout out to Stan. I hope he is successful with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Walked right like I did it on a dare and wound up on stage.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. People, you just seem like such a natural, and before you know it, stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing it. So sometimes I question the whole theory of the dream thing. I like to do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, blah, 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 blah. But man, if you have a dream worth pursuing,
mm-hmm.
I support you 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else have anything to want to say before we move on to our next topic?
Hey, Raheem, before we move on, I want to ask Leonard to Google something. I don't know how difficult it would be to find it. It was the show that Simon was on. Which one is that?
Just an American Idol.
Is that American Idol? Okay, so
yeah,
that's American Idol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was this older black lady.
I know what you're talking
American
about.
Idol.
I know what you're talking about.
And she sung "My Alabaster Box."
Alabaster Box. Yeah,
I have her album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she was probably 50, 55 years old. She had on a cat suit.
Yeah.
And she never, because she had to raise her kids and everything, she never got a chance to perform. My brother, she sung that song. She had the whole panel crying. She had the audience in tears. This lady, man, the gift showed up. and it was amazing. It was. I've never seen nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen it, if you get a chance to Google that and watch her perform, because they tell her story before she sings the song, what she's gone through.
Mm-hmm. And her name,
You saw it right here?
yes, I just pulled it up. Her name is Lily McLeod, and it was actually on the X Factor. The X Factor. It was on the X Factor.
Yeah,
I have her album.
Lily McLeod.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yep.
I have her album. I mean, I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I like her too. Yeah.
She was real powerful, man.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen that performance,
Yeah.
watch that performance, man.
Mm-hmm.
It is powerful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, it
Powerful.
made my eyes sweat a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, made my eyes sweat just a little
They
bit.
sweating.
Yeah, my eyes sweating.
They
I saw
sweating
that.
over there.
Yeah, made my eyes sweat, brother. That's all in my eyes just sweating. You know, body perspire sometimes. Let me go to Zamari before we change our topic. Zamari, what's on your heart, sis? Zamari, wake up and go to sleep.
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I just had a package arrive and I was looking at it, seeing if it was something that I was gonna be able to set up, because we just got one of those electric fireplaces for to put in our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting here and I'm reading the boxes and I'm texting Ryan. I'm like, yeah, no, you're gonna have to set this up because this is too technical for me.
Uh-oh.
So
But we talk about right now, don't let age stop you from pursuing your dreams. Close that window behind you, because there's a lot of light coming through. The window behind you.
my cat is in the window.
Okay, is there a way you could turn? Let me see. Right there. Right. Yeah, go right there.
I'll sit on my floor.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. Better?
Yes, much better. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that is definitely something that I truly struggle with for myself, because I think I'm too old to do a lot of things. And what Cassandra said about that, don't let age stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And then telling that story about that, what did she say that woman was 80 now?
Yes.
80?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she's been wanting to act since she was 8.
Yes. Yes.
70 years
Yes.
later, she gets her opportunity and she does it. That
Mm-hmm.
is so inspiring for
And
me.
she's real,
I'm
and she's real good too. I'm gonna tell you something. She's very good. Yes, she's
and
very
that
good.
is inspiring. And it also made me, like, with my one daughter, my 13-year-old, she is a theater kid.
Mm-hmm.
She loves theater, and she's been trying to convince her dad and I both, Mom, I want to go and try out for Nickelodeon. I want to do this. I want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. But I have so many reservations about my child being an actor
Mm-hmm.
at this age.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage her to follow those dreams, do it in school, do it in this. If that's what you want to do, then go to college in theater and hone your skills. But right now, I'm not comfortable with her doing that. And, we all know the reasons why.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I have never once told her to not pursue her dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I've never once told her that it was a bad idea, because I don't want my children growing up with those same insecurities or those same doubts and thinking that they can't accomplish
Mm-hmm.
those things. But for me, like, I've always wanted to be a writer. I have three books that I've started, Raheem, probably more than that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That have a couple of chapters here or a couple of chapters there, or lots of ideas and character growth built up in them. And I just quit.
Mm-hmm.
I just quit because I don't think I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I can do it. Nobody's going to look at my work. I'm too old now. What's the point in starting a career? I've got my family that I don't have time to do this. And by the time I get you have all these thoughts. By the time I get that in front of a publisher, if I ever get that in front of a publisher, it could be another 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
What's the point then? So
Never
I
give
fight
up.
with myself a lot with that, right?
Mhm.
And but maybe one day, I don't know.
Yeah. One day could be
But
today.
I was also thinking too,
One day could be today.
sometimes it might be our dream.
Mm-hmm.
It might be what we want to do, but sometimes as parents, maybe it's not ours to have, but more for our children later on. We're paving that way. We're giving them that path. Kind of
Mhm.
like in the Bible with what was it, David? I believe it was David that wanted to build the temple. Is that correct? And then it was his son who ended up building the temple. Am I right? I know somebody reads their Bibles. But
Tucson, is she
you know,
right?
he had the plans. He had everything. He's like he had the
Yeah.
idea, but it wasn't his to do.
Mhm.
And so, and I'm not saying like with writing that's the case. Like I have one of my daughters who is an excellent writer. She's amazing,
Mhm.
but she went into nursing. That's what she does, but she's amazing at writing. Man, she could do it.
Mhm.
Writing has been in my family for 3 generations,
Wow. Wow.
and no one has published a book.
Mhm.
So, it's just I don't know why we get
Maybe a
stuck.
book.
Yeah, I know. See, I don't know
Maybe
why we get stuck with not accomplishing or chasing those dreams. But I think we just think, well, we got life to live, and all these other things got to get taken care of. I don't got time for this.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I
Wow.
think that's aside from my own insecurities about things and of course age being a factor too, is I think that's the biggest one is I don't have time for this.
Mhm. Wow. Wow.
I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, real quick.
Sometimes our greatest test in life from Yahweh is learning to discern between the difference of fear and love.
Mhm.
Sometimes taking that leap of faith is what we need.
Mm. Exactly. Toya with a T, you back with us? Toya with a T, are you here? Okay. Good deal. Well, we're going to transition over. Anybody else? Hold on before I do that. Anybody else have anything else they want to say on this? Because this is so powerful, man. We actually going to revisit this conversation again at some other time. But go ahead. Somebody else about to say something?
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Samari says sometimes we got to get out our own way.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes God will open a door for you to really do what he has set forth for you to do, but you won't walk through the door because of obvious worldly things that go on. I heard sis say something in reference to, I don't want my kid to do that, and for obvious reasons. And the way I heard that was because we know what Hollywood do to these kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is so true. However, if you really take a look, those are kids who had parents who had ideas of grandeur being rich through their kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're not one of those parents.
Mm-hmm.
So Hollywood already know. I'm a writer, director, actor, producer, all of that. I know if I get a kid on my set, that kid is going to be treated with the utmost of respect
Mm-hmm.
and honor, because to have a child on your set is actually a blessing. The other thing is the concept of writing a book is one thing, but writing is writing. God gave you a story. Write a play. Write a series of short plays.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to be a book. You can write a series of short plays about your life because you don't have a lot of time. You can write a series of short plays, publish them yourself, and it just be a book of short plays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It don't have to be a book. And that's where I think sometimes we as grown folk who have lived in a world, but our spiritual beings allow for the world to overtake our spirits.
Mm-hmm.
You have a story that must be told that somebody, some believer in Christ, has to hear. And it's not somebody that you have their phone number.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. Whenever I sit down to start writing, whenever I'm acting, my gift is the fact that I have something that somebody has to see and or hear that will cleanse their spirit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Exactly.
know, you know, uh, one of the most insulting things I ever heard was I heard a fourth grader
Mm-hmm.
say to me after a show, Minister McNeil, this show is lying. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, what was the lies about? And she said to me with all confidence, what they're teaching us at school is that Malcolm and Martin hated each other.
Mm-hmm. Wow. 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 Let me do this right here. I'm gonna play this video clip. And I'm gonna tell you something. I want to hear you all's opinion. The video clip is a little lengthy. It's about 4 minutes. I may play a little bit, stop. We talk about it. Then I play a little bit more and stop. We talk about the rest of it. But or I might just play it all the way through. So if you can get a pen or paper, something like that, because if I go the whole 4 minutes, I know y'all gonna have questions or things that y'all want to say about some of the content. So we might get in some trouble, but here we go. It's okay. It's good. How you say it? It's some good trouble. We're gonna get into some good trouble. Let me see here. Do 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 do. Put this full screen. Bring it up. Okay, got that. Do 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 do.
We can see your messenger, by the way.
And what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921, from the private papers of Woodrow Wilson. Quote, very soon, every American... Right now, I'm going to just read a quote from Edward Mendell House, and what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921, from the private papers of Woodrow Wilson. Quote, very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer not being able to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent, forever to remain economic slaves through taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given commercial value, designated to keep us a profit that will be none the wiser. For not one man in a million could ever figure out our plans, and if by accident one or two would figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, this is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants in the form of benefits and pledges. This will inevitably reap us huge profits beyond our wildest of expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the President as our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Having established plausible deniability, even if people become enlightened, that they had a remedy and pursued it, the attorneys, judges, and legislators could claim that they did not understand the people's claims, especially if the technical requirements for achieving it were not followed pursuant to statutory requirements, requiring the public schools to teach civics, government, and history classes out of federally approved, politically correct textbooks written by the publishing houses owned by the owners of the Federal Reserve would assure that the people would not discover the remedy for a long time, if ever. I would recommend that everyone read Fruit from a Poisonous Tree by Melvin Stamper, M-E-L-V-I-N, Stamper, S-T-A-M-P-E-R. That is Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. This is out of Chapter 2 of Fruit from a Poisonous Tree.
Wow. Curtis.
Yeah, I'm right here.
What did you hear, brother?
Freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free, and the doggone site ain't real. In a physical sense, freedom ain't free, and the doggone site ain't real.
Wow.
We're finding out. Okay. Now we know why people like DeSantis want to make adjustments to the books. You know, I remember a while ago, I remember listening to KRS-One. And KRS-One said, we are living in the age of Aquarius, where knowledge and truth will take care of us. And we are living in an era right now. Here's how I put all this together. We're going to see the most heinous of things going on, especially to the masses of the people, because we are living in an era that all the lies that were told to perpetuate a particular group's wealth and power are now being found out. And now the people is being given the option. Well, I don't want to say being given the option. God is blessing the people with the options of you either going to live in this tyranny or you're going to live against this tyranny. Me and you have had conversations offline about the COVID thing. And everybody got their own opinion on the COVID thing. But spiritually, here's my opinion, and I don't mind going on the record to say it. Spiritually, my opinion is this. God giveth you wealth to do right by the people. So what if God threw this thing out here because he said, you know what? You're going to keep mistreating my people, and I'm blessing you. Guess what? Just as fast as I gave it to you, I'm going to show you how fast I can take it away from you. I'm going to show you how fast I can take this away. In the course of 3 months, those who were extremely wealthy was nervous. Those who were partially wealthy were scared. That's what I got from that whole conversation. Freedom is not free.
Have we been bamboozled?
You know? To a degree, absolutely. To a degree, absolutely. But you can only bamboozle those who wish to be bamboozled. Like, it's just time for the people to open their eyes, man. You can't sit here blind no more. You can't, it's like some folks are capitalists. That's okay. That's been here almost since the creation of man. But some folks are capitalists, and I get it. But I live by this saying. I taught my sons this saying: capitalism without a conscience is corruption. It ain't no other way around that. Even capitalism has to be checked and or regulated, because the human experience and the human being, if you just let him run free willy-nilly, he will do whatever he has to do to make some money.
Good deal.
Even if it's not right.
Good deal. Stay right there, Curtis. Let me pull some more people into this conversation, because I know there's a lot that needs to be said on that clip. Cassandra, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes. Talk to me, sis. What did you hear in that clip?
I mean, it's the American experience. I mean, I just heard what we are doing, what we have done from the beginning, especially when it comes to capitalism. This country was built on that. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. The concern for the people are secondary, as far as I'm concerned. The real concerns for the people are secondary with our leaders. And I don't even know how to take that, because if we're voting, and I think Leonard may have mentioned it, if we're voting and the people that we're voting for is not doing what is best for all people, not just your little group, I don't care, Republican, Democrat, if they're just focusing on doing what is good for their group, then we're messing up. We're putting the wrong people in office.
Yeah.
Gotta be. We're putting the wrong people in office, because a politician is supposed to be representing the people's will and desire for what they feel like is going to make the community, the state, the country better as a whole, not just in part.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But I just said capitalism.
Good deal. Badger, talk to me.
I mean, I hear capitalism at its at its core, because what a lot of people on here know my opinions of some of that stuff. So it's nothing new. They've been using tactics like that ever since they came over here. And it's been going on before that.
A part of what she said is that we will become cattle. We will become cattle. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but they will lead us around like cattle, and we willingly or unwillingly we will fall victim to what it is they're trying to do, and they will reap the money and the benefits of it all.
Have you not looked at America? Like, to me, it's so apparent, and I finally come to the realization I'm not much of a capitalist at all. I'm not. It's too easy to become corrupt. In my opinion.
Wow.
So at this point, I just want to see decent human beings that actually put the money where it's supposed to go instead of their pockets. And I mean, looking at the history of our country, it's been made on the backs of other human beings since it started. This is just more of a legal way they can do it. We are indentured servants, even though people don't want to admit it. Every time they raise minimum wage, what happens? Inflation. So what's the point of raising minimum wage? You're just going to increase the price of everything else, and we're going to be stuck in the exact same spot we were before. Like, it's just a never-ending circle, and people buy into it. So some of us don't.
Okay. Now, Leonard said that's a lie. Leonard, what do you mean?
Me and Leonard argue all day on it.
Well, first of all, the things that you are playing play a big part in propaganda. Because if you look at this actual strategy, the strategy has so many holes in it, and it left off bits and pieces if you study. Like, say for instance, I'll give you a better story you're more familiar with. God's creation of this world. Was God wrong, or did he not know what he was doing? What happened? What went wrong?
How are we tying these two together?
Because this is the thing. Once you make that your God, that's what it will be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it will be.
So
Some
you
people have made
so
that.
you don't think there's no truth? You don't think there's no truth in what was just said?
Oh, I think there's a lot of truth in it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's an excellent plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the way you build a nation.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are bits and pieces of it that just don't work. They're not the best. But the people who came up with this plan have done very well for themselves, which means the plan has been successful to a point.
For them, but what about everybody else?
Well, okay, then I'll go for where I'm from. Because all that you just played means nothing to people where I'm from. And they will kill you and take whatever they want from you and live happily ever after. Do you understand that now?
But see, that goes into the same thing about the clip that we just played. You're just taking everything. It's almost like a leech mentality where you're taking everything, giving it back nothing. That's the same situation. If I come up to you and I rob you and take everything you got, I'm a leech. I've taken everything you got, but I've given you nothing but horror.
Apply that to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Has that worked in your life?
Personally?
Yes.
I don't take from people.
But it's not what did you do, but does their plan work for you?
No.
Okay. That's
no.
the point.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So if you want to criticize that, there's a whole other plan and perspective that came along at the very same time.
Should we individualize it, Leonard, or should we look at it holistically?
Well, it depends. You choose. What's holy about it? Nothing.
No, I didn't say holy. I say holistic. Well, I mean, as a whole. Let me say it that way. Should we individualize and deal with it just as an individual, or should we look at the whole and what is it doing for everybody? Because I think that's a big peaceful part of why we are where we are right now. Because a lot of people want to look at this thing as an individual and what can it do for me? How can I benefit from it? How can I get? And that's a leech mentality, man. I never liked the leech mentality.
All you have to do is go somewhere else.
Wow.
That's all you have to do is go to China. Go to China.
I don't think where you are is gonna make a difference in the way.
But no, what you read was about an American plan to do things by certain Americans at the time, and that's what they set out to do. But there are other people that don't fit their plan. Are you one of those people?
Okay, stay right
there.
There
are people that could care less about all of that, and it doesn't really impact their lives at all.
Okay, stay right there. Stay right there. Let me go to Zamar. Zamar, what's on your heart, sis?
You're talking politics stuff. I don't do politics well. That's not. I mean, I'm sorry. I know I feel so stupid saying that, and but politics are not. With the exception of certain things, right? This is just not a subject necessarily for me because I don't read about this stuff except maybe in small parts.
Listening to that clip. What did you listening to that clip? What did that do for you? What did that take you to, or what did you gather from that particular clip that I played?
Well, what it really said to me overall is that we're all slaves. That's really what I heard. We're all slaves to a system. But honestly, it doesn't matter where in the world you go, you're a slave to a system. We are the inner workings of a very complex machine. And so in certain parts, the machine doesn't function, right? This machine doesn't function without all of its cogs and wheels. So regardless if we're all slaves to a system, it does serve a purpose in a sense. Is it sinister in some parts? Yes, absolutely. But you can't have a clock do what a clock is meant to do without every piece inside that clock. Something's not going to function right. So I think even though the verbiage that's in that and what was necessarily intended, and I don't think entirely what was intended has happened fully, but I think in other parts it definitely has. It definitely has. But I think, again, You have to have all the parts to a machine in order for the machine to function. And America wouldn't be what America is today with our economics and everything else without all of those pieces working.
Mm-hmm.
So, whether they want to call us chattel or not, that's what it came. That's definitely what they said. We are chattel.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they're saying we're slaves. We're all
Mm-hmm.
slaves to a system. But again, a machine doesn't function without all of its pieces, and all of those pieces are slaves to the overall functionality of that system. So, look at it how you will. If you want to keep it in that negative light, cool. Or you can say, hey, I'm doing something to continue to keep this machine oiled so we can continue moving forward, so we can continue to make those changes, so we can continue to do better, be better, and get where we want to go.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. That's good. Stanley, what did you hear in the clip, brother? Stanley, you there? Let's go to Tucson. Tucson, talk to me.
I guess that's why I don't chase dreams, especially the American dream. I ain't studying that.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say how I really feel.
Say it, bro. Say it, bro.
And I will. I belong to the kingdom, man. I ain't studying that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand what they're saying, but I'm like this. But first of all, I ain't going nowhere, and I do what I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I ain't chasing no dream. I know I gotta pay my taxes, and I gotta go to work. I don't have to, but I do because I like little things. But to have somebody feel like they have manipulated me to do what they want me to do, and they got their own agenda, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
If they believe that they got that kind of authority, good luck with that, partner.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the conversation we had prior to this one, the wealth of the wicked, I don't know how it said it, laid up for. I ain't saying I'm righteous,
Mm-hmm.
but they just building on what I'm trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on doing what you're doing, trying to sabotage people's lives. I fret not myself because of evildoers, because last I read, they're going to soon be cut off. I ain't studying them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I hear what they're saying, and they got a lot of people chasing the American dream. The devil is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't chasing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
look, I walk around, and I'm at work now. Don't come to me and tell me nothing. You better not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I come here with a purpose. And I'm living out my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I work as unto the Lord. I ain't studying these folks. And you know what? They know I ain't studying them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For real. I'm talking about people that are superior, think they are superior to me.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them their position. I ain't studying them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And I mean that.
It seemed like you mean that, brother. It seemed like you mean it. It seemed like you serious about what you're saying. Seemed like you really mean it.
Let's go to
You know
war.
when I say that, brothers and sisters, the earth is the Lord.
Preach to
Nobody got nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They do what they want to do. They setting traps for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that's gonna work.
Exactly. Good deal. Good deal. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Whether we ignore it or we want to deal with it or not, is the reality still there?
Oh, absolutely. And, I'm with Tucson. The American dream is a nightmare as far as I'm concerned for me and a lot of people like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare. And I'm not saying that other groups don't struggle, they have poor people just like, but there is not a group in this country that has faced the
scrutiny.
Yeah, and setbacks
Mm-hmm.
and man, we Man, you can fool yourself and think that everything is equal and just in this country. But I'm going to tell you, for some of us, we know that ain't so. It ain't so. I don't care how badly we want it to be so, that everybody is treated fairly, have an equal job. All you have to do is work hard and you can have that. Well, I know plenty of people that have worked hard in this country and because of discrimination was not able to attain the things that they should have. Don't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear it. You can say whatever you want. If you believe that, then keep believing that. I'm telling you, there are people in this country, people that are gone now, that they worked hard, that worked their fingers to the bone every day. And because of prejudice, discrimination, they were not able to attain what is called the American dream.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to hear you, have your input. Brother Pete, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
How you doing this morning? DKM Radio, Morning Glow family, social media, the audience. How y'all doing this morning? Listening to the DKM Radio with Morning Glow.
Doing good. There you go. Oh, you're talking directly into your phone. I can hear you, but it's a little lower than what it normally is. Or you're talking directly into your phone? Okay. Let me ask you this question. Have we been bamboozled? And I don't know if you heard the clip. Did you hear the clip that I played a few minutes ago?
I just tuned in.
Okay. Have we been bamboozled by our government? Have we been taken advantage of by our government? Are they using us? Are we what's that fancy word Zamar used in this thing? Chattel.
Chattel.
Yeah, the chattel. Yeah, chattel. I couldn't get. I'll try to find out.
Chattel.
Yeah. Are we that?
Well, you giving me 3 minutes. The thing is,
yeah.
We talking about a republic government structure, right? Based off in its initiation.
Yeah. Your phone is going in and out, brother. Your phone is going in and out. I don't know what's going on with it.
It's going in and out.
Yeah, it's going up and down.
They don't want to hear. I'm going to give the statement.
There you go.
Might as well stop playing with the signal. So the point is, originally this republic was founded where every individual person was a sovereign, meaning their rights were contained in them. And the Constitution was there to protect those rights. And they were all considered to be lawyers because they knew their rights. Well, to do business, we have a corporate side of the society. Now, when you break down the structure of how they have systematically formed this thing, the birth certificate bond, Social Security bond, the birth certificate making everyone a ward of the state. When you have an artificial part of yourself, they term it the straw man, and it's very relevant to every aspect of your existence, but it's not factually you, but you answer up for it, you perform through it, right? So they want to control the administrative process of that straw man and that account and everything related to that. And with the birth certificate making everyone a ward of the state, then we are all a form of chattel property, whether we realize it or not, unless you go through the process of correcting that. So when you say, have they sold us, we've been hoodwinked, yes. To a high degree, yes, we have. Yes, we have. When you have a corporation that makes legislative policy as a corporation, that is corporate policy. So when you have statutes and codes made by a legislative body, those are statutes and codes made by corporate entities for a corporation, for corporates. Not the everyday living flesh and blood ones. So we'll find that when we do more in-depth research and gather comprehension, that the statute and code process is actually corporate policy for the corporate employee, not the everyday ones. So yes, we have been tricked. The original Constitution still stands as an authority. They play games with inalienable and unalienable, You need to look up the definition of both words so you understand. We've been hoodwinked. So when we have a private club, the Bar Association that was incorporated as a corporation in Illinois, with its authority coming from a foreign government and its allegiance to a foreign government, and now pretty much everyone in this country in any relative position, public position, is an attorney, holds a bar number and a bar license, or did have one at some point past the bar. So now we're dealing with a private club that's pretty much running our whole society. And it's not necessarily to the benefit of the masses of the people of the original organic constitution. So have we been sold a dream? Yes, because in many aspects, as long as you're contributing to commerce, then you may get some leeway. But if you want to mark out and get individual ownership, have control over these things and everything relative to you, then you will learn the true structure of this society here.
Wow. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Stanley, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart? Stanley, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm on the road again. I apologize. Yeah, like I said, this is just a great conversation this morning, man. And I think I heard it earlier while I'm speaking this fish, but I'm not sure. But we're talking about the American dream. You know, the American dream is a nice home, nice car, money in the bank, and all that. But when was that really realistic for Black folks? You know, we've always been challenged since we've been here.
Say so.
We've always somebody's property, somebody that owned us, told us what to do, where to go, how to feel, and all that kind of stuff. So the American dream has not been realistic for Black folks, you know, in the last 40 or 50 years. And people don't think about this right here. We're not that far removed from the civil rights era. I'll be 60 years old next week. I can still remember times when, as a little boy, we had to go to the back door to pick up food from the restaurants. When we sit in the balcony of the local theater here in Thomaston, Georgia, well, then we finally got our own Black theater, you know, what we call it in the downtown district. So we're not far removed from all of this stuff, man. And it's our responsibility now to make life better for the generations come along behind us. You know, that's what I spend my majority of the time thinking about, because I can remember all those times. A lot of folks forgotten about it. You know, they got good jobs and got a little money in their pocket, and you know, this 10,000 square foot home and driving a Mercedes and a Lexus and all that. But we're not far removed from that stuff, and we can't forget it. We can't forget it, because our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren are depending on us. And if we get comfortable in our own skin because we've got a few dollars now, it won't be long before they're right back in that same situation. And I was telling this guy at the store a little while ago, if you look at BRICS, a couple weeks ago they had this major meeting where BRICS is coming up with a new numerical denomination for money. In January of 2024, the American dollar is going to drop again. But they're not talking about that. You know, our dollar, we're going to be hurting next year. Well, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but it's going to affect us next year. And the same thing in Maui. I don't know what's going on over there, but something is not right when people's houses catch on fire. And then the government come in and say, well, we're going to take this property and we're going to make this a memorial or whatever. Okay, how you going to come in if my house burns down? You're going to come in and take my house and make the memorial? No, let me build my house back.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a lot going on in the world that we're not paying attention to. And we've got to wake up, man. You know, bump Trump, you know, bump all that nonsense they're talking about. It's like a distraction of all the other stuff that they're trying to push on us that people are not aware of. And we've got to open our eyes, man. It's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
And here, a lot going on. We just got to open our eyes and see what's going on, man.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stuff going on we're not aware of. Well, not aware of, but not paying attention to.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Toya, what you back with us?
I am back with y'all, but I have not been keeping up with the topic. Fill me in, please.
Well, we're talking right now. Have America bamboozled us? Have they taken advantage of us and made us this fancy word that everybody using, chattel, or I can't say that word, man. Zamar, what is it?
You said it.
It's all right.
You said it right.
We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. And that's why you can't pronounce the word.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being honest. If we cannot maneuver in this world and build up the strength that we need to be able to be more than cattle or chattel and be the chattel owner, then that's why you're being led like sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you can do is just chew kudzu, and that's all you want to be as a sheep.
Mm-hmm.
But we know it takes more than that in the world. If you don't want to be the pharaoh, fine. That means you're gonna be a pheasant. You don't want to pronounce the word. You don't want to know how to pronounce it right. You don't want to further your education because you know that this civilization system, they're not playing with us. Then you know what you need to be? Chatter. Because you don't need to be the chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? This is a tricky world when we fork over our power to someone else because we don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Before I allow my family to be destroyed, I would destroy another family too. Wouldn't you? Huh? Before you allow your daughter to be taken by a man who's a drug dealer, drug user, drug whatever, you'd rather do the best you could to destroy him and his reputation, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Come on.
Then. And that's how this world works. So again, until we understand who God, that's why, you know what? That man that was harassing me last week talking about, I don't know my place, honey. I ain't got to listen to you, sir. I'm listening to a God. My place is bigger than just being by your side and being told what to do. And you don't even know how to pronounce the word, but you want to lead who? When my vocabulary is bigger than yours? Come on, man. That's where I got to use my common sense. When you tell me that I'm your property and I got to have sex with another man, but you're supposed to have dominion over me? Come on now. I got to have some common sense. So I just feel like when we take this dominion out of where it is and utilize it for something less than what God said, you setting yourself up to be chattel, sheep, cows, you name it. You're setting yourself up to be a commodity and to be sold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Again, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. They were asking a question. I'm simplifying the question. Are we have America led people, its people, to be chattel slavery, to be chattel slaves? Let me see. Cassandra, talk to me. Kurt, come to you next. Cassandra?
Yeah. No, we have set ourselves up. Well, I don't think we set ourselves up. I think people have set us up for failure. I mean, and it's not everybody. Please, guys. I mean, I'm not saying everybody goes to this because I think Stan said it best. You know, some of us get comfortable because we've attained what they call the American dream. We have the nice house, we have the cars, 2+ cars, and we have money in the bank, and we take our families on vacations, and you know, yes, it is wonderful. We are living that dream. And then there are those that never had the opportunity to have that dream. Those are the people that I'm most concerned about. You understand?
Yes.
Those are the people that I fight for when I go and stand before legislators and talk and, you know, fighting for our rights and fighting for, you know, medical help. I mean, listen, if you have all of this stuff in place, then I think sometimes we become desensitized to what is going on around us. in our communities and stuff. Because in fact, we're not even in our communities anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
We moved on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
In the sky.
We moving on up. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So our thought pattern is not for those that are left behind in the hood. We ain't even thinking about them. I live dead in the hood in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I see what's going on here, and I'm concerned about it. And I try to fight for changes in my community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it takes more than just me. Yeah. I need Leonard. I need his group, the stuff that they do, fighting for change. I need, and I want to thank Frank, for the prayers. Thank you, Frank. I mean, that means a lot, because that means, God had me on his mind. So that's a blessing to me. I love that. Mm-hmm. But we gotta think beyond just us. That's, I guess, my bottom line is you gotta think beyond just you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can we think community?
Exactly.
Can we think state? Mm-hmm. Can we think country? And then can we think world?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's good. That's good. Kurt, talk to me, brother.
You know what? Cassandra is absolutely, unequivocally right.
Mm-hmm.
She is dead, the target, dead center mass. And what?
You okay, brother? Kurt, you okay over there?
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Our twisted behavior will cause for us, being in the same boat as those,
mm-hmm.
to become critical of those who have less. See, in doing what I do for a living outside of the theater, we're always taught to think precipitating factors.
Mm-hmm.
And what bothers me right now is that we have been given the precipitating factors that lay out a level of classism and racism and marginalization, and here it is, we refute it when we're being given the truth. But then we will refute it, or there are people who will refute that and then turn right around and use that as a reasoning to their own defining moments of segregation,
mm-hmm.
to their own defining moments of destruction. I don't get that. We will beat ourselves up for being in the positions that were perpetuated by other folk.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like saying you're a Christian and beating Christ up, but then after you finish beating him up, you go right back to the public and say,
Wow.
I don't understand. You just laid out a truth. This is written in books. This is taken from an actual writing that went to a sitting president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain to him what his job is, where he fits in this large scheme of things, basically breaking down as a society where all the pieces to the puzzle fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, we would make the move to then denigrate those who have been exploited the most. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't understand. It's like I was caught up in a conversation the other day,
Wrap it up,
and I'm wrapping it up. I tagged a thing. It was something at the Arizona State game or whatever, and the people was booing, and I said, "Wow, did anybody hear that booing?" And somebody came back and they said something, you know, you just being brainwashed. I said, look, the simple fact is, irregardless to what's going on, be it if it's true or if it's false, hey, if it's true or if it's false, this story ends in jail. Somebody has got to go to jail.
Wow.
And it's like, what kind of foolishness is people believing now when the truth is right there? That's why I said earlier, we are at the precipice of where the lies now being exposed and truth is being put right there on the front, and yet we are holding truth in court.
Wow.
As opposed to we prosecuting truth and defending the lie. Instead of prosecuting the lie and defending the truth.
Wow. Pete, talk to me, brother.
I don't know what to say.
Exactly. Pete, talk to me, brother. Leonard, come to you next. Pete, you there?
Just more the same. Yeah, it's just more the same. It's more the same. We're not saying that you can't go out and endeavor to accomplish some objectives and goals, and there's impediment to completely stalemate you from your degrees of success. Certainly, if you stay involved in the fight, in the struggle, on your mission, you can accomplish your predetermined goals and objectives, at least to some degree, if not absolutely, completely. But we're speaking more to, I think, a systematic existence and mindset. When you have case law that says certain groups are denigrated groups, you have case law and cases established that say certain groups are never to benefit from the fruits of the labor and the benefits of this society. Well, those are things that are etched in the inner fiber of the structure. So when you have individuals who will point out everything that's wrong over there, but everything they pointing out that's wrong over there is what's wrong with them where they are. That's the type of mindset. America has a stealing culture. Just as an existence, it has a stealing culture. It's ingrained in the fiber. I mean, after all, you stole a portion of a continent. Okay. And so stealing is a part of the culture.
Yeah.
Killing is a part of the culture. Lying is a part of the culture. Ungodliness is a part of the culture. Dishonesty. These are quality traits ingrained in the foundational spirit and structure and fiber of this nation. It's how it was established. The power of a thing is in the spirit of that thing, and all of those things are in the spirit of this thing.
And Real Love on TikTok said systematic tools. She said systematic tools is what she said on our TikTok. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
You know, sometimes I feel like I don't have much to talk about, or else I would have to have a whole show. For the very simple fact that there are certain beliefs that if you adopt and accept, you become susceptible to them. This is like more of what the original term of the zeitgeist set out to describe. It is the spirit of times. And those spirit of times change. It was so funny when I read about the Great Depression and this, that, and the other. I wouldn't care how many rich folks jumped out of a building and killed themselves. Guess who wasn't suffering? Poor folks. So life didn't change for poor folks during the Depression.
Yeah. Same as usual.
Same as usual. They're depressed in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and so on. So it is how you are involved with this idea. I don't know. I can't come by you, tie you up, and go sell you to somebody else legally.
So basically what you're saying, Leonard, is during the Great Depression. You go in certain neighborhoods and tell them it's a Great Depression going on. They say, "Oh, it is."
Oh, stock
All right.
market crash? Did it? Oh,
Really?
okay.
Oh,
I lost everything. Oh, I ain't lost a dime.
go on there,
Okay.
go on there, get some of that beans and rice off the table.
Okay. Negroes especially should know better
Mm-hmm.
because of what you've been through. Or now y'all ready to give up y'all suffering and share it with white folks, so now white folks can go talking about how they slaves? Really? Really? That's what you want? That's what you want them to believe? Now they think they slaves too. They were slaves too. Just like you? No. No, that's not true. So perceptions and plans and all these other things of the wicked, let them have that. I love what Toussaint said. This is what keeps us free. That preaching Toussaint was doing. I wish you would come and try to do anything to me I don't want you to do. I would blow your brains out and sit down at my table and eat dinner. Do you understand?
Say you're gonna put their brains in your eggs, is what you're saying?
I'm just saying. Do you want it like that?
Let's do it.
Well, they trying to kill us. Do you know there's an easier way to kill you than feeding you bad food? If I really wanted you dead, you'd have been dead at 20, 25. Look at the infant mortality rates. Let's just look at that. And how hospitals and things of that nature have benefited society. Before you curse one thing, then where you gonna go after you curse that one thing? I ain't never known so many people participate and enjoy one thing and then turn around and curse it so bad. But you ain't going nowhere. So what kind of game you think it is where you get to come and do what you want to do, however you want to do it, as much as you want to do it, even plan for your children to have after you die?
Wrap it up, Leonard.
But you still a slave. What could your ancestors have left to you? Nothing. But how they looked.
508-924-3521. We're about to get out of here. I want to go to Badger. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
You know, it's one of the few things me and Leonard are different on. But he also brought up some points that I won't disagree with. You know, there are a lot of good things in our country, just as much as there are bad things. And a lot of times the negative is what most focus on. However, us as a whole, and I mean everyone in America, has chosen to allow it to be what it is today. And those of us that see issues, we work hard to fight against it, to make the alterations to the best of our ability while dealing with the corrupt people. So utopia is something that I don't feel could ever exist because we couldn't learn the things that we would need to learn from. I would love America to be greater than it is. Yet, you know, even with the birth certificate stuff, they didn't even mention that it was also used to regulate the immigrants that were coming in and other things. So there's more things for what it is. Everything in this world can be perceived as good or bad. And that's where discernment comes in. And learning how to weigh things. Do I agree with how they do things? No, not 100%, not at all. But there are things that have been out there that have the potential to help those that are truly in need. Now, the fight of how hard it is to get it is a whole nother story. And that's what we fight for. We fight to make sure those in need can get the access they deserve.
Good deal.
And so there's so many facets to it, but that's everything in life. If life was simple, what would be the point?
Cool beans. Toussaint, finishing it up with you, brother. What's on your heart?
You know what we got to stop doing, and I'm just saying, just to be saying, because my mouth open, I got to say something. We got to stop allowing people to think that they're smarter than us.
Mm-hmm.
That's our biggest problem. Most of everything that has ever been invented or created, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, you ain't got to ask nobody. The proof is in the pudding. So stop acting like somebody's superior to you, because they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know nothing. They're trying to demise a scheme because they can't achieve things on their own. I ain't studying them. I mean what I say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking. I didn't live longer than I'm going to live. So what I'm trying to do is look at what's behind me, the generations that are behind me, and I'm trying to make an impact so that they would be better. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't studying these folks, really, and I'm gonna stick to that, because most of the time people try to manipulate because they think they smarter when they ignorant. Ignorant.
Wow.
Ignorant. That's
Ignorant.
when you're really crazy.
Ignorant. Mm-hmm.
Ignorant. And we can't be ignorant of their ignorance and succumb to it.
Exactly.
And that's what's on my heart. And I gotta go.
Toy with a T, you got anything? Talk to you tomorrow, brother. Toy with a T, anything on your heart before we get out of here? Toy with a T, you there? Okay. Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3 o'clock Eastern today.
Good deal. Good deal. Curtis, you still with us? Curtis, you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Pray us out, sir.
With all hearts and clear, most gracious and heavenly Father, we come to your throne of grace, seeking your mercy, seeking your grace, seeking your understanding, your love, your compassion, your knowledge, and your strength. Father, we seek these things all the while we see the beauty and believe in you. God, we seek these things all the while understanding the lessons for which you lay out from day to day, week to week, and month to month. God, we seek these things thanking you for all the things that you have done, that you are doing, and that you will do. God, we seek these things because we know that there are times when some of us just don't feel so good. There are times when we have to go to the hospital and we don't know what the outcome's going to be. But God, we seek these things knowing that you will be a doctor in the room. God, we seek these things knowing that you would be a lawyer in the room. God, we seek these things knowing that you would be a comforter to each and every person under the sound of my voice. God, for your words have told us that you will never leave us nor forsake us. God, your words told us that the people perish because lack of knowledge. God, we thank you. Thank you for allowing for us to put your knowledge on full display. We thank you for allowing us to put your heart on full display. God, we thank you for showing up and showing out when even we're not here. God, we thanking you. In the mighty name of Yahshua, I say this prayer. Let us all say, amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen. And Mary was here today. She came down and sat with us for a few minutes, but she couldn't talk on the topic we was talking about. She couldn't talk on the topic. That's why she didn't come on air, but she said she'll definitely be here tomorrow. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now, 10:07. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you for the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. Get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it. I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow morning if God says the same. Love ya.